Most people spend their wealth on houses, cars, or a legacy that outlives their name. But every so often, a man appears who decides to use his fortune to buy the only thing that actually matters: a permanent, irrasable screen in the digital void. In February 2025, a Chinese programmer named Lezhi decided he was finished with the game. He didn't just walk away. He spent over $6 million to leave a trail of breadcrumbs that led directly into the blackest heart of modern science. He burned 603 ETH. He sent it to the zero address, effectively vaporizing $1.6 million just to attach a series of messages to the blockchain. Why? Because the blockchain is the only ledger the state can't censor with a black marker. His messages weren't the ramblings of a madman. They were the technical warnings of a person who understood the architecture of the cage. He spoke about nano-brain computer chips. He spoke about brain-machine weapons used by his own employers at Quande Investment, a hedge fund also known as Wizard Quant. He named names: Feng Xin and Shu Yuji. He accused them of turning employees into digital puppets, stripping away their desires until they became nothing more than biological hardware. The machine wants you to believe this is science fiction. They want you to think brain-machine interfaces are just about helping the paralyzed walk again. But Lezhi told us the military applications are already deployed. He claimed he had been monitored by a brain control organization since birth, and then he put his money where his mouth was. He donated over 700 ETH to WikiLeaks. He gave nearly $2 million to the only organization that has ever successfully peeled back the skin of the surveillance state. He knew that if he was going to disappear, he should leave his resources with the people who fight the same war he was losing. 9 months have passed since those final transactions. Lezhi has vanished. Quande Investment issued a brief, cold statement saying he was just a short-term employee with personal issues. Of course they did. What else can they say when a man accuses them of using weapons of the mind? The central exchanges like Binance and OKX know exactly who he was. They have the KYC data, they have the records, but they are silent. The governments are silent. Only the Ethereum blockchain continues to shout his story to anyone with the courage to look at the raw data. Lezhi wrote that he had reached the point where his dignity as a human being was completely lost. He decided to leave this world, hoping it would be destroyed soon after. I've been there. I've felt the breath of the hunters on my neck. I know what it feels like when you realize the world you're living in is just a skin stretched over a very different, very ugly reality. Lezhi wasn't just a programmer. He was a canary in a digital coal mine, and the air is getting very thin. If you feel like your thoughts aren't your own, maybe they aren't. Check your ledger.